There we go. We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cloud Robotics Working Group. Welcome to our Canonical folks, because today we're going to be setting up the Canonical Observability Stack from the documentation. I figure that a good target is to set it up on my Windows subsystem for Linux instance, because I can run the Turtlebot simulation. So really the plan is just to go through the docs, try and set it up, see what kind of experience we get. Let's get going. Okay, so the links that we're going to be using these are from Guillaume, so we can use these to get set up. So I'm going to open both of them, and we'll take a look through together.
I'm actually surprised. Does it work on the WSL? Because
I haven't
I
tried.
thought we need. I know very little about WSL, but I mean, Guillaume is here. Maybe he can chime in. But snaps seem to use Linux kernel features, and I don't know how the WSL actually does that. It's not emulated. I don't know whether some of the Canonical folks can chime in and share their wisdom here.
I definitely never tried on the WSL. And I don't know if you can have multiple WSL in the Windows, because if you start setting up the server on your only WSL system, this you might have issues to stop it later, especially if you don't want it anymore. So I would rather advise a VM for setting up the server. Not into VM or anything.
Okay, no problem.
But I haven't tried WSL. So.
Yeah, I'm reading now that systemd can be enabled, but it's not default. And one of the reasons this was necessary was because of snaps. But still, it's not coming, already set up for you in DSL.
Okay, I'm just launching my VM in that case.
While you're doing that, just to chime in, my WSL instance says I have no snaps installed, but it doesn't complain when I say snap refresh, for example. So maybe a future tutorial to run in WSL.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Point taken, yeah.
Because I don't know also the behavior of microcase under WSL, which even if snap were to work on the WSL, maybe microcase would be an issue.
For sure.
Okay, I'm gonna switch my screen share to be the full screen. Because I'm flicking through too many programs here. Okay, so I've got Ubuntu launching, and I've got the documentation up here. Here we go. 4-letter passwords are very secure. So, looking at the docs, we've got deploy Cos Robotics server-side, Cos Robotics agent on your robot. So the server-side, I assume, will be some kind of a cloud. So I'll probably set that up on my AWS. And then we'll try and deploy the agent on the robot. And then there's a lot more tutorial how-to guides. So I'm thinking we'll have a skim through these, see if there's anything that we particularly want to try after the initial setup, but then we'll launch straight into actually trying to make it work. It's micro Kubernetes environment, instrumentation, interesting. Oh, is this the charming is to launch your own application, isn't it? So you can actually run it without charming?
Yeah, you could if you want if you were to integrate manually and configure manually the applications, you could integrate a third-party application with the charm application. Yeah.
Interesting, yeah. But I assume it's still easier if you go through the charming the application, and
Yeah, that's the idea.
makes sense. Okay. Okay, key topics and reference. I think we can leave unless we run into trouble. Some of these down. Let's get going. Trying to deploy on the server side. Oh, nice. Forget Foxglove just out of the box. All of these. That's good. Okay. Machine or a VM. Can I be running the server side and the client side on the same VM?
No, not on the same VM, but you can, on your host, have two VMs, one for the server and one for a device. The device can even be a container, actually, system container.
Okay, let's go with that. So I'm going to clone this, which I assume means I need to shut it down. Clone, and then this will be our cost server. Although, on the other hand, it would be quite nice to let anyone access the server just to explore. That's in the call, that is. I'll run it in a VM for now, and I think if we find that be useful, then I'll look into it. Copying machine is taking a while. All right, looks reasonable. While this is copying, I might be able to start the machine. No. All right, I guess we're waiting for the clone to finish before taking on the next steps. Might look more into the deploying or some of the how-to guides. Markdown error.